Okie dokie, we shall rock and roll. So, welcome to Roundtable 63. This is a weekly event. We do it every time, Tuesday, 7 p.m. in the UK. We recap the previous week, our plans for the coming week, any news we've got, and after we're done, we'll endeavour to answer any questions you've got. The whole event, as I mentioned earlier, will be on YouTube. It will go in the hashtag WNG News channel for your convenience if you've missed it or have to go early. Thank you all for joining. Let's crack on. General chat is being recorded this week. This week we're not in general. We're actually in the proper chat channel for the stream. It's all shiny and all new.
I think the most pressing bit of news.
Okay.
And this is like really important news.
Even greater than Wednesday maintenance, 9 a.m. tomorrow as usual.
Yes. So
wow.
I sat down to dinner yesterday.
Okay.
And we're sitting down eating dinner, TV's on, and back door's open. And lo and behold, we got a surprise visit from Mr. Tickles the cat. That made my day.
Nice.
That was it. Yeah. Mr. Tickles wandered in the back door, did a little meow and everything. So we gave him some treats and some water, and he curled up and had a little snooze.
That is indeed way, way better than 9 a.m. maintenance tomorrow.
Not my cat, but he's called Mr. Tickles because he likes being tickled.
It's the best sort of cat. You don't have to feed them, you don't have to look after them, there's no vet bills, so you just get the snuggles. It's all good.
Exactly. Anyways, aside from news about Mr. Tickles, which I'll keep you all up to date on.
Okay. More news on Mr. Tickles next week.
Yeah.
Okay, so just a couple of things I wanted to go over in general before we start official game news. We're getting a lot of tickets coming through with questions that really should be for general chat. So I just wanted to remind everybody again, tickets should only be used for situations that require GM intervention and not general questions. We've got 1,000 players on Discord. All of them are fairly knowledgeable. So if you drop something in either the dojo or the general chat, there is a lot of people who are willing to help. That aside, let's crack on with some game news because we've got quite a bit this week. Rounding up the notes from last week for what we had for Ark, then we have a new dinosaur. We have a Dinotherium. What's with the theme with the dino stuff? We've got like loads of dino stuff recently. It's a
dino for dinosaur, isn't it? Like Dino the dinosaur.
Exactly. It's a giant elephant. Looks like it's the ancestor of the modern day elephant, so it's a little bit bigger. Don't entirely know much about them, but what I do know is they have a really cool tame mechanic. So if you've not seen them yet, you basically have to get the thing drunk. It's beer. You've got to look away and keep distance while its trunk is extended, apparently. You have to kill off anything around it because they hunt in packs. And the idea being is you put the beer in your 0 slot, you wait till the trunk is curled up, apparently, and you run up to them and stuff some beer in its mouth and get it good and drunk. So, new elephant. Has anybody actually tested them out yet? Anybody seen one live? Did they do anything cool?
I tried to tame one, but it's very hard.
I heard
Which I like.
Oh, Despair's seen one. Did you manage to tame it? A couple of people seeing them. It's the beer that's hard to get. Speaking of beer, that leads me to another thing I just wanted to quickly interject with as well. I've seen flying around the maps a lot of people still using water pipes down to water sources, which, although really, really cool, kind of reminds me that not a lot of people are aware that you can just use intakes directly in the ground. You don't actually need to be near water here with the intakes. So if you want to plumb something in, straight snap an intake to it, you will get infinite water. The same thing happens if you want to be doing a little bit of RP or you want to make things look a little bit more realistic. You can use the water barrels. And little known fact, the water barrels will actually fill up whether it's raining or not. So they steadily just trickle water into them. And they're really, really cool.
So you've actually got two things. You've got the stone water tanks.
Yep.
They just fill up over time. They take a long time to fill up, so you need loads of them. Then you've got the metal water tanks, which fill up instantly and will supply you with unlimited amounts of water. So if you wanted to, kind of jazz your base up a little bit, instead of having intakes going into the ground everywhere, you could just have a couple of water tanks and then plumb off of those. That works really well.
Totally. And if you're doing crop plots, little known fact as well, most people have got a beehive. Do you know that when you've actually got your beehive active, it will water your nearby crop plots? Another interesting fact.
It is so cool.
So more than one ways to water your base, and no need for huge, great big runs of water pipes down to rivers. They're cool, and I'm really glad people are sticking to the base game and sort of trying to make it at least look a little bit normal. But you actually don't need them, and it leaves plenty more room for people to build around, because obviously your pipes break up building spots. So if you can break down the pipes, replace them with intakes.
Yeah, so also your pipes are structures, they count towards your structure limit. So if you've got 100 pipes running around your base.
Totally. More
But
walls, more things to do. Go ahead.
Talking about the Dean Ethereum, the new elephant, and its saddle, which has been added to the crafting tables, that kind of brings us on to another topic about arc additions, I believe.
Yes, it does.
So at the moment, Future is not officially supported by arc additions, simply because DevKit hasn't been updated. So arc additions doesn't know about all the dino spawners on the map, and it can't be set up to correctly spawn the dinos in the right places because they're spawners used specifically just for Fjordjaw. However, Fjordjaw does reuse spawners from other maps, and so with a lot of trial and error, it has been found out that Arc Additions dinos are capable of spawning on Fjordjaw. They may not spawn where you'd expect them to spawn, but they are. It won't break the server, I believe. It won't overspawn. It shouldn't wipe out any other dino spawns. The percentages should be good. So, assuming that we don't get any major objections in the roundtable tonight or in chat, I would like to enable the Arc Additions spawns on Fjordjaw. And then we do a wild dino wipe on Wednesday morning. And from then on, you'll start seeing additions dinos around the Fjordjaw map as well.
Very cool.
There may be unforeseen consequences, so you'd have to let us know. So, like, I don't know, if suddenly we get masses of acros spawning somewhere where you go to hunt your Rexes, for example, and no Rexes, you need to let us know. Or you may get rivers full of crocs and nothing else. Again, let us know. But that's a risk we take by turning it on before it's got official support.
Yes, that does, Panda. You're in the wrong chat, by the way. You need to be in the chat that goes with the channel. But yes, that does mean murder fishies are coming to the FJ Ocean.
Yes, it would.
I love this. This is the factiness.
It could do despair. That's the thing. We don't know. It's there's nothing. It may just work perfectly. It may not. The reports that I've read from other server owners is you get the spawns, you don't get them in the densities you were expecting. There's not as many of them, but they still spawn in certain areas.
You are indeed, Panda.
Okay, so I'm not seeing any massive objections, but it's up to you guys to let us know if there are any issues once we've enabled it. Yeah, it hasn't.
No, it's not yet. It takes them a while.
From what I've seen on the single player, they seem to spawn in okay numbers, no super overspawns.
Exactly that, Jish. It does. It takes a little while for them to get that ready. And then we get a swoosh of all the mods being updated and a million reboots and everything sorts itself out again. Cool. So, murderfish coming to the ocean soon near you. And let's see how the bats do against some acros.
Okay, so that'll be pretty cool. What else do we have to do with main arc cluster?
Oh, we got lots. So we have a trading post now active on Fjordjaw. So the TP trade command is now working, has been since I think yesterday. It's a awesome pirate ship. It's absolutely freaking amazing, and it's all done by our one and only Sandy. you want to tell
Yes.
us a little bit about the trading post, Sandy? So like little concise, short sort of Sandy summary.
DJ is streaming.
DJ streamer, he has to tell me these things, you see.
Oh, he added a terminal now. Cool.
So previously, we didn't have a trading post on Fjordjaw, simply because it gives you a little bit of a leg up. All we had was a teleport point and a city terminal for transferring off of the map.
Yeah.
But our master builder, Sandy, as she's done most of the other trading posts, has kindly put together one for us on Fjordjaw in this lovely location. Nice little island. I believe it's near one of the obelisks.
Yeah, the green one is over the trees there.
Yeah, there's a green one somewhere in the trees up there behind that platform thing. So we've got this lovely base here. Oh, I love this. It's got a cool ship and everything, which is really cool. I haven't been down inside it yet, so I don't know what you've got going on inside.
You got to go in. It's a little
So,
leaky,
so
but it's all good. There was just a minor accident.
Yes.
crafting stations below deck. Do not mind the leak. We'll fix it eventually.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just a small incident with a cannonball. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Oh dear. So you can come down here, and these fabricators are all available to use. I'm just going to turn, yay, turn it all on. Ooh, ooh. The chem bench will work as well. That's accessible. All the chem benches. The cookers we know we've got a problem with. So they're not available for use right away. But if we have some cooking pots in here, they could be. You've got the smithies down here. It's a little bit damp. Oh, we got storage too. So if you need some temporary storage on the map, or we do a character recovery for you, the storage tins in here will be named, and you'll get a PIN code for them, and that's where you can come and get your stuff back. This is on every map now, so there's a trading post on every map. Oh, sails over there. When you TP in here, you will actually end up at the end of the gangway over there, so you can come in here. You've also got the city terminal and an incinerator for binning stuff before you leave the map. Forge is fully functional, so you can use that, access it, smelt whatever you want. And then we've got a top secret room in here where we sleep. But yeah, that's our little trading post. I think she's done an absolutely cracking job on it. And look forward to more. So the next place I was actually going to head was over to Ragnarok.
Oh, please tell me, because that's my next note on the thing.
Exactly. So you can tell them about that while I travel.
So while DJ travels over to Ragnarok, speaking of great work by Sandy, have you checked out the Hall of Heroes on Ragnarok yet? I guess you're about to. TP Hero will get you to the Hall of Heroes on Ragnarok. There's a transmitter there, there's teleports out, so you get to look around. And basically all the first kills of the cluster, with dermises of all the players involved and the creatures involved, have all been set up there by Sandy. And it looks utterly, utterly sick. So here we go. This is the Hall of Heroes.
It's not.
No, he's stuck in the floor in the trading post.
He's stuck in the floor on the trading post.
I've deliberately spawned into the trading post because I want to see where the TP lands us. There we go. Oh, back on my bed.
Super secret admin room.
This is actually the trading post on Ragnarok. I think they're missing some map tables and a bit of colouring there. I'm going to fix that.
I still think this is one of our best trading posts.
I do too. Crafting stations, cooking stations are all in here. I need a drink while I'm here, so you can actually just drink from there. Player storage over here. Interestingly enough, we put signs on them rather than labelling the boxes, so that may change in the future. Let's head over here. A few more crafting stations in there. Chemistry benches and fabricators, people to use. Some small forges and smithies in there. In fact, I don't know where the big forge is here. Have we upgraded it? Is it around? Yeah, here we go. There's the big forge. public teleport point, and the city terminal. So anyways, I'm going to TP Hero or Heroes.
Hero, I
Hero.
think. Hero.
Hero. So I'll be teleported in 6 seconds. Anyone can use these teleports. If I take damage while I'm teleporting, it will interrupt the teleport. Oh, and it's loading in.
It's a big beast.
That one takes a few seconds to load in.
There's a terminal here, so you can leave the map as well, and another teleport point.
There's a base jumping spot over here if you like diving.
Some painting, by the looks of it, needs doing.
No, I've tried that, but they don't want to be painted.
Yeah, how annoying. This is at Rainbow Road. Heimdall operates this. Oh, this is all new. So server first, Alpha Fenrir. Ah, Mr. Krabby. He was in the fight.
He was indeed.
That was cool. Arc Edition display boss, Savage Acro.
I need to update that one with the Dinotherium.
So yeah, you gotta add the new dinos in there.
Mm.
Oh, that's cool. Squeeze past.
Excuse me, Mr. Acro.
Head down the red path. Oh, here we go. This is the server first Rockwell Prime. Okay. Oh, he died.
Like a
John
yep.
and Abyss. There is the Chili Man. Soloed Rockwell, I believe. Obviously, Kay died. That's so cool. Love it. They're animated too.
I think.
That one's breathing.
Yay! It's a chili.
Yeah, Chili Man. What have we got going on here? Alpha King Titan. John, Panda, Abyss, Sandy, Dark Krusty, and Mia was present too. That's cool. Love the Max.
Thank you.
Alpha Dragon on the island, Abyss and Dark Krusty.
Some of these kills go back way back as well.
Yeah.
Some of these have got to be like a couple of years old now.
That one I finally finished.
Alpha Corrupt Master Controller, Trucial, Pingvin, and Mordecai. Whoa. That's cool. I like this one.
For those of you who've not seen the bosses either, this is what you can expect from some of the bosses.
I believe the Alpha Master Controller is considered one of the hardest bosses in the game.
That's pretty cool. I like that. Then moving on. Server first, Apex Domination Rex. Abyss, Dark Krusty, Marco, and Warfare. Yeah, this was an epic fight. I think Warfare specially bred these allos to take out the Domination Rex. And I think he probably had about, 40 in each tame group or something like that?
Yeah. Those are 245 or 200, whatever the max is on health and stamina. They're beastly.
A lot of control during that fight. He had 2 packs of them attacking from different angles and doing the fight how it was intended to be done.
He lost a fair few too.
Yeah, props to him. Going on here. Server first, Alpha, Dinopithecus, Tula, Hebigan, Sandy, Tom, and Scorp. And Abyss.
And Nani.
And Nani.
Nani was present on that one.
Yeah.
That's the one where Tula shot Hebigan off in the back.
Yes.
Got him in the ass. That was cool.
About 2 minutes into the fight, you just hear Hebby scream, "You shot me!" Tulu, who was on the second seat, sitting behind him on the dinosaur they were riding around, just put a bullet straight through the back of his head. That was that was Hebby's boss run over with there and then.
There, that one there. I'm guessing that's Heavy.
No, that's Giga.
Yeah, that's Giga. He roams
Somebody-
around with no head a lot,
Somebody lost their head.
and sometimes no pants.
I think if you look to your left, there should be Hebby and Tula. There, the one with the gun.
There we go. Poor Heavy. And that takes us all the way back round to the beginning. I believe, are we missing one here?
Which one?
Crystal Isles.
Oh yeah, I need to do that one. Need to find someone to dermis for it.
So we actually haven't got a display for Crystal Isles. So
Do we
I'm
have?
Or
guessing
the normal.
Is there a monkey and a spider
Well.
there as well? I've seen the dragon.
I need to add that to them. Thank you.
So
Yeah,
what I would say is whoever wants to be featured here would be the first tribe, clan, group, or team to submit proof of kill or video to us to get recognized.
Yes, I'd be happy to do that.
This is the actual hall itself. A lot of work's gone into this one.
Oh yeah, I think I spent like 10 hours doing that.
John, these walls, are they still to be updated?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
updated.
they are. Yeah. So we'll be changing those to tier 1 or tier 3, tier 2 and tier 1. But we add all of our supporters' names to the walls in here.
The elf is spilling across onto a different wall now. Awesome.
Yeah, completely. So we'll a little bit of work to be done there, I think. But it looks awesome.
That's a really good point by Rastaxia there. What about the Dogs Boys?
Yeah, the problem is we can't
dermish the bosses, can we, there? Because they would require the assets from the mod. But I'm sure we can do something.
Yeah, we could put special mentions up, and we could use dermises from the actual bosses. So, like, if all the assets are there, or they can get a spot on docks.
I'm thinking kind of like the WNG wall of docks. We're pretty cool.
So we could actually possibly do it on Docks H in one of the underwater bubbles.
Yeah. Underwater one. There's some lovely underwater caves on Center.
Plus, we could actually make it immune to being penetrated by the evil doxies. Oh. What's happened there?
You need to get her dermis. She hasn't been online to be skinned.
She's online now, or was online.
We'll have to get hold of Abyss. Abyss, give us your body.
Yeah. Sandy. Nani. And Tom. And me. Looking. Colour's not quite come out on that, but that's cool.
I think it's because it's an old dermis. I think they updated the system on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
We probably
so I need to skin you again.
Yeah.
But at night time as well, this has been exceptionally well lit. There's lots of tech uplighters all around. So when it comes to night, this place looks absolutely amazing.
Make it night. You can do it. Nobody will know. Apart from the 20 odd people on the channel. Nobody will know.
Oh no.
All signed the NDA. Let's order time. There we go. There's a bunch of people on Ragnarok are like, what?
What the fuck is happening?
The stories about it being very dark. Our very first player to the cluster actually chewed us out immensely because it was dark at night.
Yes, and our response to that was, get good.
It's pitch black. I can't see anything. Are you by chance in a forest? Yes. Is it
Yeah.
nighttime? Yes. Have you made a torch? And that was it. He blew.
Anyways, so this is the Amazing Hall of Heroes, an opportunity to get your tribe or your team featured in here for the missing bosses. So kill those bosses. They have to be the hardest difficulty for that boss, and we will build our diorama. Sandy will build a diorama for you, immortalizing you on the server forever.
Nice.
At that point, I'm going to end this stream.
Okay, I'm going to switch back to chat then. Bye-bye.
So, with that said, on to our next.
Okay, so we've still got a few things
Hang on.
that I picked up. Go on.
Sorry, the next piece of news is Mr. Tickles just stuck his head around my office door. It's not even my cat.
You're abducting cats now. It's terrible.
Yeah.
So, what else have we got? For those who are not in the know yet, fishing loot quality has been up to ×2 on all servers. For all of you budding anglers out there, don't forget you can get better rods, and better rods will get you better loot. So we're gonna leave it at ×2 for a while. More testing needed, but things were looking a lot better from what I've heard. Other little bits and things you may not know or may have missed.
I'll comment on that actually.
Sure, go for it.
If you don't mind.
Yeah.
So a couple of our players did some extensive testing on fishing in game. They got a selection of rods in quality, starting from 100, 200, 300% efficiency and higher.
It was a very nice day for fishing.
And I love that. Viva la Dirt League. Gotta love them. So we tested it at 1 times, 2 times, and 3 times. At 3 times loot level, with the highest level rods, you've got guaranteed max ascendant level blueprints and loot. So that was out of the question. At 2 times, the spread of the loot was good from the low end rods right up to the high end rods, which got you a reasonable trickle of ascendant level gear and blueprints. So fishing is now, if you have a decent rod, a good source of getting BPs.
I have some actual photos of stuff like that, John. That's cool.
The Titans, we never considered that, I think, because myself and Nani probably did the first Titan kills on the server, I believe.
Probably we did, I think.
I think when we launched
definitely
the
cluster,
cluster,
for the King Titan, I believe.
When we launched the cluster, we started on Extinction because we'd already played through all the other maps and we were progressing down the storyline. So we played properly. We built a base on Extinction and we went straight after the Titans. So yeah, those were never considered, but yes, they are up for consideration. The problem is they're a bit too easy now that everybody's got like tamed up stuff and they're on a transferable part of the server. So I'd probably rule the Titans out because you can do Desert Titan with a Wyvern and a Snow Owl, no problem. Ice Titan, you can knock that out with a mech, no problem. And Forest Titan, well, again, it's just a mech. The improved mechs make those Titan fights too easy.
True.
So I don't think they deserve a place in the Hall of Heroes. However, alpha level final bosses, yeah. So we talked about fishing.
Yeah.
That's all. That's been buffed, super buffed.
Super buffed. So the only other things I've got... No, go ahead. Have you got something else?
I haven't got anything else to add to the fishing piece. The next note is not in place yet. We're waiting for an update from one of our plugin authors.
Okay.
But the Trike and Mammoth platform saddles are back in the game.
They are indeed.
I'll just double check that. I'm sure I checked it.
You posted last week. I picked that up from one of the news posts.
Yeah, but did I actually check my work? Yes. Trike platform saddle, level 40, 24 engram points. Mammoth platform saddle, 46, 28 engram points. And Karkanos platform saddle as well, I believe.
Okay. Yeah.
Level 70, 30 points.
Okay.
So they're in. The biggest problem we had with the platform saddles was being able to load them up and actually teleport structures into boss fights. But that is now not possible. If you try and teleport a trike or a mammoth, or into a boss fight with a platform saddle on it, it will get left behind, and you'll suddenly find yourself without your weapons platform.
Yep. So platform saddles on the smaller creatures will put the weight over being able to go into a boss arena. No Gorgonzola in boss arenas. Yay!
So I think that just about covers the ARC stuff. I do want to go over our recent issues.
Okay.
So we've had two significant crashes in the last few days. The first one was a problem with a plugin, and that's we're waiting on some work from the plugin author, which I just alluded to resolve that, and then we can re-implement some stuff. So I've removed the bit that's causing that crash. The second crash, which happened at about 3:20 this morning, 3:20 a.m., that was hardware monitoring on the server that hosts 11 of the ARC maps and our database. The system detected a problem or a potential problem with processor and power delivery, so it shut the server down. There is nothing we could have done to avoid that, and everything has come back up fine, and we're not seeing any other issues at the moment.
They didn't actually intervene on that then, no?
No, there was no intervention. That was automated.
Okay. For those that don't know, and it might be worthwhile mentioning, if something does happen to a processor on the system, or a drive breaks, or anything tragic like that, they get automatically notified, and hardware is swapped out ASAP. So you don't have to worry should something blow up. It does get replaced really rapid.
However, that obviously does mean that it then requires intervention from us to then bring the servers back up and ensure everything is working.
Yeah, totally. But there's definitely stuff in place that if hardware goes, or if a disk goes, anything like that, we're absolutely bulletproof, I hope. And we can come back up fairly quickly. We've done it before.
So, with that said, though, that has raised a couple of points. You guys only see major impact from this when it happens out of hours. So you're like, something goes wrong during the day or during the evening on our time, it gets fixed, and you probably never even notice.
Yeah.
So the only time we're seen to have problems is when there is neither myself nor Nani around to fix them, which is the middle of the night when we're asleep. So that kind of says, well, can't you get somebody who can just turn the servers back on when we're asleep? So my answer to that is yes, we would love to have extra help. That somebody has to be proficient in properly managing a server, understanding how it's working, networking, all that kind of stuff, and has to be super trustworthy, because that person has, if they have the ability to shut down and bring up a server, they pretty much have access to everything on our system, in terms of game servers and game server databases and that kind of stuff. They don't have access to any customer details or supporter details. That's all stored somewhere else. That's on a completely separate system, specifically for the purpose of if we do need to bring somebody in to work on it, they don't see any of that stuff. But that does mean if somebody wants to put themselves forward or feels they have the expertise to help support us in the out of hours times, we're interested to hear from you. I will put up a questionnaire ticket system. So in the ticket section on Discord, there will, over the next few days, will appear a new option to apply for a position, whether it be an administrator at the highest level or whether it would be a GM at the lowest level. My ideal scenario is people volunteer their time as a GM and they work their way up to be a full administrator after we develop trust between ourselves and that person. So yeah, we'll create an application form, and the main things we're looking for. This is chip in on if you're saying something that you disagree with.
Okay.
First of all, we want GMs, and GM's role I see is keeping an eye on the community, answering basic questions, chipping in with answers to tickets where they can, where they can't, escalating it to an admin. GM role should be fairly lightweight. You don't feel pressured that you have to be on all the time, every time. The more we have, the less each individual GM has to do. So this is just, sharing your knowledge with the community, representing Wicked Ninja Games, and just generally being helpful. I don't expect anyone that does apply for the role or apply to be a GM to take direct messages. If people start randomly PMing you, asking you questions and stuff like that, take it to general, take it to all the channels that we have available and answer them there. You don't want to get bogged down with having hundreds of PMs every day from people asking you how they should pick their nose the correct way, or what's my favorite cat's food and stuff like that. That's ridiculous.
Whiskers.
So yeah, well, there's these like little crunchy things you can get in a pouch. I can't remember what they're called. Dreamies. Something like that.
My cat used to go mental for those things. The advert for those things where the cat jumps through the wall, that is absolutely true, by the way. If you've got a cat and the cat likes Dreamies, it's like crack for cats. It's terrible.
So ideally we want to recruit some more GMs. Application form will go up in the tickets system. We'll announce it to everybody. There'll be a few questions in there to kind of like ascertain what your kind of level of knowledge is and competence in dealing with people, and then we can start you off at a low level and hopefully work you up to being part of something big. But yeah, we need help. Not denying it. We're growing quickly. We're getting lots of players in, and we need help supporting all those players. Yeah, and we have got very experienced GMs here already. Follow their lead. They can teach. They're very good at what they do. They're very good at communicating with people, and they're very knowledgeable about the games they play. So yeah, that was kind of the big general thing. It was mainly focused at ARC, but it applies to all games that we host.
It does. I've got more to add to that later when we get to the Rust section as well.
So moving on, Docs news.
Docs news.
So big thing or semi-big thing happened with Docs in the latest update. We have the option of, let me get to it, tiered megas. So when you kill, let me just get this. Tiered megas by default are not enabled. When you kill a mega, you have another one will spawn. It will not attack or move for 5 seconds. And so hopefully in 5 seconds you can either get the hell out of there or you can decide you want to engage it. I think the timing's a little bit tight, but the tiered megas are a good source of resources, in particular corruption crystal shards. And it's something I wanted to put to the Docs players. Is this something you want? Do you want this extra level of challenge? Or do you want to... Because I think if we enable it on the Docs hardest server, it's just going to make it impossibly difficult. If we enable it on the Docs easy server, it'll make it significantly harder, but not impossible. How do you all feel about that? When you come out of killing a mega, are you at the point where you have plenty of health and resources left to carry the fight on a potentially harder one? Yeah, so that's exactly what we could do. We could enable it on Wednesday and then shut it off again for the restart on Sunday. Get your feedback, see what you think, and away you go. That's also an option as well. Reduce the difficulty on the center and add them to that. But I suppose the thing is they only spawn if you kill the mega. So, and we've got wipes like twice a week, a Thursday and Sunday. Yeah, hardest is totally wreck your life. So what I'm kind of thinking is we go easy to medium or something like that. It's more like, oh, look, a level 1500 dodo. No, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not hard, it's hardest. It's the most horrendous incarnation of docs you've ever seen in your entire life. And to add a tiered spawning system to the megas on that would just finish people off. I don't think they could cope with it.
Yeah. Just so it's not missed, G-Man's in the other general channel and says, lol, I've barely killed any of the bigger megas, so please no.
So, okay, here's my plan then. This is what I think I want to do with docs. I take the center, we lower the difficulty on the center, and we then turn on the tiered mega system. We match the difficulty to RAG and allow equipment transfers between the two.
That sounds like a cool idea.
So we cluster up center and RAG, match the difficulty levels, and we have the tiered bosses on one map and we have the normal bosses on the other map. So in theory, you can build your base on RAG, and then you can go try out the tiered mega system on center. And if you find you can survive there, then you've got an option to move to the center as well. I'm seeing people typing. And yeah, that solves the cave issue too. No, RAG stays the same. It's the center that gets easier. Well, it
kind of gets easier, then we unleash a load of horrible things on it. Yep.
I like Vamp's reaction. God help me.
I can't switch them to... They'll both have to be on easy. We can't have different scaling systems between the two and allow equipment and tame transfer. Yeah, so center with tiered megas on easy, leave RAG as is, and allow equipment and dinos to be transferred between the two.
The hardest server on the center, though, was never meant to be played solo, G-Man.
No.
If you want your voice heard, if you go up to where it says R63 Tuesday at 7 PM, that channel, and hover over it, there's a little chat button that will pop out in the chat. That's where everyone's currently chatting.
Yeah.
There he is.
Ah, G-Man's made it in. Awesome.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Didn't
Okay,
want your voice lost among the crowd.
So I think that's docs wrapped up. I'll summarize that in the docs channel later so that you guys can feed back in a bit more detail or have it written down somewhere, kind of what our ideas are. I think that just about covers the arc side of things and docs side of things.
Mm-hmm. Let's dive into a little bit of 7 Days to Die then. I've quite a bit to talk about on 7 Days to Die this week. Some good, some bad, some indifferent. So, like I said, lots of news for 7 Days to Die this week. The Darkness Falls wipe is going to take place on the 8th. We brought it forward slightly because we've had some new players in, and we've got the older group of players who are waiting to return to the Darkness. I don't know where you get your energy from, but they seem to love Darkness. So next Monday, we're going to have a wipe on the Darkness Falls server, and that will run until the 1st of October. So you'll have a good couple of months to get your Darkness fix in.
So for those of you that haven't tried it, this is a great opportunity for you to try the total conversion for 7 Days to Die called Darkness Falls. It completely changes the game. Very enjoyable when played together with others. And it's got some nice progression systems and some excellent features in there, which I think makes 7 Days a much more enjoyable game.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but I think 7 Days to Die has lost its way majorly.
Yeah, I think so.
It's flagging too far behind its competitors in terms of finishing, being built for starters. I mean, like, there's way better games out there now. Unfortunately, it just hasn't kept up, and it should have gone gold ages ago.
It should.
We shouldn't be looking at an alpha game still. So we had high hopes and great expectations for 7 Days to Die, but unfortunately, it hasn't achieved that.
I think they're mid-flow with it. Or more on that in a minute. So 1st of October is where things are going to change. So as I said, Darkness is going to run until the 1st of October. That'll give you a 2-month stint on Darkness. From the 1st of October, we will be bringing down the vanilla server. Something we've not done lightly, but over the past month, we've had about 2 players on there. The feedback is still everybody wants Darkness Falls. Vanilla is not challenging enough. It just isn't pulling numbers. I think anybody nowadays has had their fair share of vanilla, and they want the overhauls. We've been through quite a few of them here. We've been through Darkness, which is loved. We've been through Undead Legacy, which was deemed to be a little bit too grindy, and I've heard that from several people. And War of the Walkers seems to be... It doesn't seem to know what its identity is, really. It's got manticores and dragons in there, and amongst zombies. There's some very suspicious game mechanics, so when you get to a certain way and you get the money exchanger, money's no longer a problem, and you very, very quickly lose track of what you're going to do. So that's on the 1st of October also going to be coming to end of its 2-month run as a supporter server. So on the 1st of October, War of the Walkers is also coming down, which was going to leave us with Darkness Falls. Now, as DJ was saying earlier, 7 Days has got itself into a bit of a mess at the moment. They're trying to do a lot with it over a very short period of time, and I understand why they're trying to do what they're trying to do, but it's causing havoc for server owners, and it's causing havoc for some of the mod writers out there. For those in the know, one of the few things that you must run on a Darkness or a 7-day server for that matter is Alok's web map extensions. He runs his web map purely off Steam IDs, which is what most sane games of today's caliber are running from. You'll run from Steam IDs, you know who your players are. And one of the things they're doing in 7 Days is they're trying to bring in not only Steam clients, but Epic clients too. And they would like everything to become crossplay, which is a really, really cool idea. It would be great to get a whole new audience back into 7 days, because at its core it is a really good game. But the way they've chosen to do this is they're now logging everybody with EOS IDs. Now, those EOS IDs have no bearing on who you actually are. It's just a made-up number, and it makes the mods we run, and it makes adminning the server really, really, really difficult until they sort the stuff out. So from the 1st of October, Vanilla down, War of the Walkers down, and Darkness Falls is going to become one of our supporter servers. So 7 days is going to be pretty much pulled from being a fully fledged supported solution like Ark is and Rust is going to be, because quite frankly, there isn't the people to do it anymore, and it just isn't stable. It's a pain in the backside to administer server side. It's very shaky. The amount of disconnects and Steam disconnects we've had recently has been just killing the population dead. So my thoughts are we rip out all of the mods, we rip out all of the stuff that we currently run, and we run a nice vanilla stable copy of Darkness Falls for the people that love it, and that becomes part of the supporter server umbrella.
With that said, it means our primary support focus will be on our Arc cluster.
Yeah.
And continue to support that and create content for that.
Yep.
We will also be focusing on our Rust server, and expanding that offering. So Rust won't just stop with one server. We'll have others in the pipeline. Thoughts that we've thrown around are PvE servers, training servers, all that kind of stuff. So we want Rust to be sitting alongside Ark as one of our showpiece games that we host and everybody can access. Other things to consider as well is, one of the things we said about our supporter servers is if they get to the point where they're becoming exceptionally popular and players, we're seeing lots of interest outside of our supporters in joining those servers as well, but maybe they can't necessarily for whatever reason, then we start making decisions on whether they become part of our core game offering.
Yep.
And not just a benefit to being a supporter. So while 7 days is moving back from being a feature game for us, there's opportunity for other games to move into that space. So again, keep letting us know what games you're all interested in playing. Let us know, what you want to see servers for, and we'll throw them up and we'll try them out.
Yeah.
At the moment, we've got obviously War of the Walkers. That'll be going and replaced with Darkness Falls. We've got our Minecraft server, and we've got our Project Zomboid server.
Yeah.
So I think my impression at the moment is Project Zomboid is not as immediately accessible as the other games we host. It's got a massive learning curve. And yeah, it's not as pick-upable and put-downable in a kind of like a persistent environment. So I have a feeling that will disappear unless anybody tells me that they want to get on there and game. I've been playing it. I'm enjoying it, thoroughly enjoying it. But I'm thinking about what would replace that.
We hear you on the Conan server.
Totally. I've got a save sitting in our vault of servers that we've run in the past with a Conan server save on it that has got us probably progressed about 25% of the way through a full playthrough. So yeah,
I would absolutely like a Conan server. I would play. I've always liked the game. It just hasn't got a massive audience, but in this sort of situation, as a supporter server, and it's just something we stick up and we have a laugh on, can totally be done.
Yeah.
Never even touched the expansion yet.
So there's actually a bit of news for you on Conan. There's a big Sorcery update coming very soon.
Yep.
It's a free update from what I understand, and it adds quite a lot of stuff to the game and replayability. Yes, there's been several expansions. The Isles of Sipter and Exiled Lands was the main one. So there's lots going on there. We'd have to make a decision on which one we ran. Personally, I would say we run the base game to begin with, because that's the cheapest way of people getting into it. and then if they want more, let us know, and then we spin up kind of like the other map as well.
We've got 20 people in channel. How many are actually interested in Conan?
So please use the chat channel that's attached to this voice channel.
1, 2.
You can add my hand to that because I love pottering around in Conan.
It is cool. So 3, 4 for me. 5, 6. Maybe a 7.
Might be, not so.
I know Tam would be in.
Yeah, totally.
8.
So okay, so there's way more demand there than we have for something like Zomboid.
Totally.
So my take on that is Zomboid comes down, Conan goes up.
I'm on board with that.
Yeah, not just Willies.
Now this said, if I end up moderating one of those weird RP erotic servers, there's going to be trouble.
No, let's be clear about this. The supporter servers, we do not provide full support for these things. We put the server up and you guys play it how you want to play it. You're in your own garden walled environment there. Do what you want. I don't care. Just don't involve me.
I've seen inside Panda's Ark dungeon, DJ. We don't want to go there. Nobody tell Panda there's stuff like that available in Conan.
See, now there is a question there. PV friendly fire would definitely be on. We've established that while we were all scared of friendly fire initially, it's worked fine with Ark and nobody's even noticed.
Yeah.
So yeah, friendly fire will be on. But is it PvE or PvP? I kind of feel that what we do is we start off PvE, and then before we bring that first server down, we have a week of PvP. And then we move to the next Conan map. Yeah, so we have like a purge week.
I knew Nekitus would ditch Fjordjaw development to go straight to a new map. There we have it. Svartalheim.
You saw how popular Fjordor has become.
Okay, so maybe the Conan server is going to be a thing.
Regarding Ark, Nectus is making another max Svartalheim. When it is properly playable map, would it be considered to be added? Yes, but I think by the time that map is finished, it will be Ark 2. We will still support Ark 1, do not fear, but our efforts will probably end up focusing on Ark 2, assuming they don't completely balls it up, which I've heard people's mixed feelings about the potential combat system and first person, third person, single player, multiplayer, but they've been very clear that they're going for open world multiplayer. I can't remember the quote I dug up somewhere.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who's worrying very much about Ark 2. Some of the news that's coming out about that seem a little bit strange.
I don't like that they remove the third person.
No.
Mm-mm.
On Dinos, totally. I always ride third party on Dinos, but on my own, on foot, that's going to be terrible.
Yeah.
The combat they said is going to be very Dark Souls, is what they've said officially.
Yes.
Well, that's like Conan. It's skill based combat rather than just standing there mashing a button.
I'm totally up for some better combat in Ark. I think that would be a cool thing. Parkour, if done correctly, could be really done well. I mean, things like Dying Light 2 does it really well. Dying Light 1 did it really well.
And Assassin's Creed.
It is possible. I just worry very much about the third person, but they seem to be heading in a different direction.
To be honest, I don't think it's worth worrying about until you actually see it, and don't like it when you see it.
Totally.
To John's point,
speculation.
To John's point, I think they use poor wording. I would agree with that, and people will pick apart whatever wording you use to make it fit their agenda.
Totally.
So if the combat in Ark is absolutely shocking. Let's be frank.
It is.
There's no skill to it at all. There's like different hitting, with a few exceptions on some dinosaurs, hitting different parts of the body don't do different things. You can't really block attacks unless you've got a shield, but then that totally gimps your ability to use ranged weapons. It's really, really bad. There's nothing skillful about it. But adding a kind of a Conan-esque, I wouldn't say Dark Souls, but I would say something that requires a bit of timing. I mean, even playing in World of Warcraft, you need timing.
Yeah.
It's something that kind of makes gives the player an opportunity to improve themselves, not just taming a bigger dinosaur. Yes, that's what I like. Learning classes, playing the game effectively, tailoring your character to suit your play style, skill trees, being able to be unique from other characters.
I do remember when Ark first released. I was like, DJ, why am I seeing a potato and I can't move? There's a potato coming! Oh, wait, that's a raptor. Okay. I think our first couple of days in Ark were basically, this is cool, a beach, shit, a raptor, we're dead. And that just went round in like a loop for about 2 days of being ganked by the same alpha raptor.
Indeed. To what Dravros is saying, just going to jump back to World of Warcraft briefly. We played World of Warcraft when you had skill trees, and you could mix and match skills from the different trees, so you could build some very unique play styles, characters, and builds that there wasn't a meta, so to speak. It's kind of like you build it, and if you play it and it's good, you stick with it, kind of thing. That was very good. What really put me off WoW was when they dumbed it down to like half a dozen big buttons you click and that's your character skill tree done.
Yeah.
I got that. That put me off it big time. Yeah.
Making something like this again.
Mists of Pandaria. Oh God. They've put the old skill tree back.
Yeah, they're remaking it in Dragonflight.
Oh my God! Talk about complete reversal.
We're going back. No, we're not.
That's cool. That's what they should have had all along. Anyways, slightly off topic.
Let's make a huge WoW canon return. No, okay.
Yeah, we've told you what our plans for 7 days are. Gives us more time to put into Ark. Bit of an overhaul for the dock stuff, make it more interesting. All that leaves is Rust and how we're getting on with that.
Okay.
It's exciting.
Rust is exciting. So the ball is continually rolling with Rust. I've got the web pages written now. They're not published yet, so you won't see them. There's still a couple of final tweaks and stuff, so we'll publish last minute. We have testing of admin tools and best practices and things to sort out on Friday. Leaderboards are in progress. All data is now being stored, so we will have the ability in full time to do monthly leaderboards, tables to show you how many people you've killed, how many resources you've spawned, how many animals you've killed, all the way down to how many people you've killed, where you've shot them, how far away you were, all that sort of stuff.
Interestingly enough, by us putting this in place for Rust, it's also going to allow us to set up the website access for the Ark stats as well.
Yes.
So all of the stats that you guys can get, we track for Ark, will then become available on the site as well.
That's a skill tree. That's awesome.
What the hell?
It's a skill tree. It's a skill snowflake.
It is a snowflake, yeah.
So, sorry, back to Rust. It's progressing really, really quickly. We have so much going on, it's unbelievable. Keep going.
Okay, so going back to what we said earlier on about admins. So this is something I wanted to bring up for Rust. So Rust is going to be a PvP environment, and like I believe it was Baki said earlier, nobody's going to be putting rules on Rust. Kind of true, kind of not. I need some admins. So, like DJ said earlier, there'll be some tools going up. I wanted to discuss this with him actually and see how we actually go about this, but it seems we have a plan. So, several admin types will be needed for Rust. I don't necessarily need you to be playing the game. We're looking for people purely from keeping an eye on chat while they're playing, maybe players who play just to keep an eye on chat. I don't really care what goes on in the Rust universe. I'm aware that it's supposed to be a little bit salty. I'm aware that people RP quite a lot, their little characters, so I'm completely happy with that. Junior moderators, as Kamomo would say, we only want looking for things like, bullying, racism, the usual stuff that we don't tolerate. Anything else stays in the game. So chat moderators, if you fancy doing some of that, that's going to be on the board. We're going to require some ghost moderators who will be just basically flying around the map, spectating various players, looking for people cheating, not particularly interfering in the game, but I'm absolutely after people who want to hack. So if hacking is your thing, you're going to get caught. You will be banned. So I need people to look out for that. And then, of course, when you get more trusted and when we find people who fit the role better, full-on admins who are capable of looking after the server, helping Cube with his side of things. So yeah, we're gonna require quite an extensive monitoring system for Rust. So if you want involved with that, if you have experience, if you've got massive experience actually properly admitting Rust and dealing with players, let us know. All good.
So I kind of want to summarize that one a little bit.
Okay.
Back to what I was talking about earlier, and this all ties in really well with what Nani's just said, and the different kinds of GMs, moderators, and stuff that we're looking for. Chat moderators, that's something. It's kind of an entry-level role. You don't need any previous experience running commands in games. It's just a matter of seeing what's going on in chat, either on Discord or in game, and if anything starts kicking off, you can open a ticket that will notify a GM or an admin for action to be taken.
Yep.
That's it. That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's a lead-in role that then kind of like, you do that really well. We then hopefully you can progress within the team, move up to like GM, admin, and then and become, a significant part of the WNG team. That's the kind of thing we're looking for.
Yeah.
Then you got kind of the next level up. The GMs. These are the people that can take some limited action. So kicking people from Discord, muting people in game, and temporarily muting them while a decision is made on what to do with them. Then you've got the admins at the top level. They have full access to the servers. They can kick people. They can ban people. They can run commands on the servers and just deal with any of the major shit that happens.
Yeah.
So don't feel that you may not be qualified. Being qualified to do this stuff can just involve, while you're sitting there playing the game, having a little window open that's just watching chat scroll by.
Totally.
It would really help us out. And when we get to the point where WickedNinjaGames is self-sustaining, and then it becomes something a bit different. It means we can then have benefits to these roles. So, you're a GM for us. Maybe we give you a free game every month, or, pay for your nitro or pay for your games, stuff like that. But at the moment, we're just being totally open with you guys. We just pretty much break even in terms of paying for our hardware, paying for software, paying for our bandwidth and hosting and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. The idea behind this is we grow it further, and then we can, give something back and effectively employ people to help run the servers, which then lets us grow even further and grow the community and just generally build a much nicer gaming environment for everyone to play in.
Yeah.
That's our kind of a long-term goal.
Our name's known out there now. There are people, a lot of the big art bods, devs and stuff know who Wicked Ninja Games are. Most people who are high and relevant in the 7 Days community know who we are. And we're constantly growing daily. So if you want to be part of the team, and let's grow bigger and bigger and bigger. I know a lot of people are with us because the audience is so good, because people are so great with each other. Let's aim for the stars and take over the world.
Totally. No, that's not what we're asking. Today we're not asking for people to give us money or be supporters. We're asking for people to join the team, help us out, and help grow the community and keep it a nice place to be playing games in. The more load that is taken off of me and Nani, the more time we can put into launching more servers, adding more content to the game, the games that we host, and generally just improving our offering no end.
Yeah.
The more time we spend dealing with individual disputes or answering questions one-to-one, or dealing with the never-ending extreme PMs that we all get, is less time that we get to put new content into the game.
I would agree with that, Backy. That farm command is amazing. The colouring and the farm, I think, are the absolute standouts.
Oh, exactly, Despair. That's exactly why they stay. So yeah, we're looking for people. We're looking for helpers. And when we get past the point where we're just covering our costs, then those rewards start coming back to the community.
Yeah,
that's my end goal there. The people that put in the time to help us, the people that put in the time to help grow this community, are the ones that will end up getting rewarded.
team effort.
Yeah, totally. So, with all that said,
yeah,
do we have any questions? Oh, one thing. Oh shit.
I've actually still got 2 things I want to go for quickly.
Hang on. Jealous has built me some lovely bases.
Ooh.
Despair has also built me some lovely bases. I'll be spending some time tomorrow blueprinting those after the maintenance, because I need to install the plugin on Valguero where the bases have been built. And then I will start testing spawning in raidable bases. So new content coming for Ark. Tribe raidable bases. For anybody interested in still contributing towards the raidable bases cause, there is a thread in the dojo. Obviously, that means you have to be level 5 on Discord or higher to be able to type in there, or a supporter. But there is a thread in the dojo where you can volunteer up your creations to be blueprinted and put into the Ark as put into the actual game. These bases will then spawn on various maps in various locations at random and announce themselves. Tribes will be able to raid the bases. The tribes will get rewards on top of any loot they find in the base when they blow it open. The tribe that gets the kill shot on the core of the base will get the prizes delivered directly to their inventory. That's all cool stuff. That's the kind of stuff we want to be working on.
Yep. Now there's a cool question there from G-Man. Dock Center, no white with this change to the docks cluster. Now, as you said you were going to cluster it, they would already have higher gear on there, right? How would that work?
They would indeed. It's not the gear that's the problem, it's the stats on the dinos.
And very quickly, we saw that base the other day, Nugget Hunter. That is freaking amazing. There was 3 of us sort of slobbering over it the other day, going, "That's pretty cool."
That is absolutely amazing. And I was trying to figure out ways of actually making it float.
Yeah, the thing that came out the other day is we're seriously worried about those 2 walls holding that thing up. But that is cool.
Yeah. What I would highly suggest you do, Nug, is put a line of foundations on the ground, if there isn't one already, underneath it. Join those 2 pillars together with a row of foundations, or do an outline, because what will happen is they will provide foundation support for the whole thing, as long as they're physically connected to it.
Yeah, totally.
So this is how you kind of make floating bases. You put like foundations down on the ground, and as long as whatever you have above those foundations is connected by at least one point to that base underneath, the whole thing will just float.
Yeah.
Hey, you've already done it. The glass, awesome.
But yeah, that is so cool.
So yes, I can actually blueprint that base. So if anything did happen to it, we can preserve it for posterity.
I was about to suggest that actually because it is really cool. I also noticed somebody on Fjordjord has got the startings again of like an arc shape, an arc arm emblem type base in glass. I don't know whose that is, but the startings of that are looking cool. How is that, Rene?
We will not be removing the ground requirement for foundation support simply because of the way decay and structure destruction works. It would lead to sort of a lot of shit just being left around the map, unfortunately. There's got to be some limits on it. It's basically like if you take out the supporting structures, the rest of it falls down. But if you have no structural support requirements, you take out the foundations, then you've still got to clear up the rest of the crap above it. It gets quite messy. Yeah, that's not a problem, Vamps. We can do that.
That's a good idea. Yeah. Already get instant access to the dojo, so no reason why not.
Yeah, it should already been on, to be honest.
So my final two things then before we disappear. So last one was just to finish off Rust. I was just going to remind people again, 1st of September is solid. We really, really, really need people's support. So
yes,
1st of September, 7 p.m. UK, which is roundabout where the patch drops. As many as we can get to kick it off would be fantastic, please.
We have a channel in the Rust section on Discord called LFG.
Yep.
If you want to, anybody that has any remote interest in playing Rust, or trying it out or has the game, just post in there and you can organize your teams. It's very important to remember we're doing the weekly wipes, and when you pick your team and you create your clan in game, yes, it's solos, duos, or trios you can go in as. Once you get in game and you all meet up and you make your clan, you are locked to that clan until the next wipe.
Yeah.
So for 7 days, you are stuck with your 3-man crew. There is no hopping, chopping, changing, skipping around, changing teams. You pick your team, you go in, and you're with that team for the week.
Three-man, 100 slots so far.
Yeah, 3-man, 100 slots. We've started the map quite small, so it'll be quite intense. Yes, you can make the monster swim backwards. You sit on it, turn your mouse 180 degrees while holding the button, and then push forward.
It works though. It works.
Solutions, not problems. Alternative, can you whip it? Yes, you can. Can you whip it? Sorry. Yeah, Rust launching on the 1st. Prepare your teams. Get ready.
It's cool. We've got that song. That's so cool.
We've got more Rust news coming out as we approach release. It's epic. Next.
Okay.
2 points.
Yeah, I had one last point. we've been still talking a lot about this promo video we want to do for Ark. Sandy's done me quite a bit of footage, and
Yes.
I need a little bit more. So I need some group footage. It's stuff that's been on for a while now, and we've been slowly sort of putting things together. But what I need, yes, the Wicked Ninjaverse, we forgot about that. What I need is a night where we can get as many people on as possible. I'm thinking like 40, 50 people if we can make it. We have Sandy leading a team of players running down a beach, various scenarios, like a flash mob. So we're going to be running down the beaches, flying pteranodons or dragons or whatever flying mount you want to bring, and capturing some footage of a lot of people moving as a big team all the way through the map. So we just want some cool shots. So
maybe like strafing the ground with fire-breathing dragons or stuff like that.
Exactly. So if Sandy leads the flight, everybody follows Sandy. I can spectate off Sandy and get some really cool footage like you see in the videos for other clusters, and and we can get some really cool footage. So if we can pull this off, I know everybody likes shinies. So my plan was, if we pull this off and we do it, say, on a Friday night, I'll let you know when. Obviously, some days are going to be better for others, and we'll kind of organise this over the next few weeks. If we can get enough people, and it all goes well, and everybody behaves themselves and manages to fly in a pack, one Saturday night, I'm going to pick a map, any map, doesn't matter, and I'm going to go mental with a shiny gun around that map, turning pretty much half of the map into shiny dinosaurs. And we'll have a Saturday night shiny dinosaur taming extravaganza before the wipe on Sunday that removes them all. If that sounds fun. Shiny everything. It depends what map we pick.
Yeah. I think we do it on ducks then, yeah?
Level 100, 1580 shiny primal kills you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would like a date, please, and as many people as possible. We'll have a load of fun. We'll get some cool shots, and we would really like to put together sort of like a promo video for the cluster. Bring your coolest tames, bring your shinies, flyers.
Well, obviously, you get credited for it in the end.
I mean, I wouldn't mind a date and be taken out for dinner if that's what you're fancying. I mean, where are we going? What sort of food are we having?
So, shall we call it an evening there?
No, we're definitely not. Nando's was mentioned. I'm in. When are we going?
This is the only occasion where Narnia will say, "You can PM me the dates, please."
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Which Nando's are we going, and where's the hot sauce? Oh, when do I get paid? that's yeah. You mean you want me to pay as well? You're going to take me out and you want me to pay? Is that what you're saying? You have no idea how to treat a lady, have you? None at all.
So, should we do a quick little roundup then?
Sure.
New dino in Ark. That's awesome. Fishing loot increased in Ark. That's awesome. New saddles in Ark. That's awesome. Ark additions added to the Fjordjaw and the cluster on Wednesday. That's awesome. Docks changes. We are going to lower the difficulty on the center. We are going to put in the tiered megas on the center, and we're going to allow tames and dinos to be transferred between the two. Doing a bit of quick research, stats will recalculate, so that's not a problem. 7 days. We've got till October, 1st of October, for the Darkness Falls. Then the other 2 7-day servers will be shut down before that, and Darkness Falls will move over to Supporter. Rust will launch on the 1st, and we'll be focusing heavily on Rust and Ark. And then also we will start working on a Conan server as well, and shutting down Project Zomboid.
Conan.
That pretty much covers it all, and we're recruiting. We need help.
We are indeed.
Well,
we're on the subject of recruiting. I'm going to ask again, because I asked a long time ago and didn't get any takers. We've got loads of people who do loads of different things within the community. So we've got some people who are really good with the art and graphic design and stuff like that. Is there anybody out there who's good with tunes or music in any
Sound.
way? Do we have any budding musicians or kind of synth experts, people who can do beats and stuff for videos and things like that? What have we got?
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
So just while people are thinking about that, to answer back Jan's question, the center, we'll lower the difficulty to easy. We will enable tiered megas on the center, and we will allow items and dinos to be transferred between the center and Ragnarok and back again.
Yeah, totally. If you've got musical inclinations and you know give us some sick beats for the backgrounds of our videos and things, totally up to listening.
Estimated date or nah? Estimated date on that change? Like Wednesday. Server maintenance tomorrow morning.
How's that for efficient?
Along with additional dino additions on FieldJaw tomorrow morning as well. Estimated date on Conan, probably not till next Wednesday at the earliest. We've done Conan servers before. We know what we're doing, but we've had her head up so far up Ark and 7 Days and Rust and Minecraft over the last few weeks that and databases and websites and all sorts of other stuff. It may take us a little while to get into it.
Cool.
Shall we do the parting notes?
I believe we will do the parting notes then.
Okay. We have been the Wicked Ninjas. You've all been awesome. Thank you very much, and see you next week.
Mayonnaise is a musical instrument, by the way. I'm happy at this point to take anything. Just no marmalade. Or spiders. Cool. Anyway, thank you. See you next week and have fun.
Goodbye.